What's going on, everybody? Psycho Cyclonix here, bringing you another commentary of Assassin's Creed Revelations, and today I'm bringing you guys a session of Deathmatch that I recently played. I'm using Disguise Poison in this match, partly because I recognize that, yes, I'm playing against people who are low level or inexperienced with this game, so I didn't personally want to go for a high score in this match, so I said, you know what, I'll just play my best with just Disguise Poison. But what I want to talk about today is basically it's just gonna be a message to Ubisoft, at least the people in Ubisoft who make the multiplayer of Assassin's Creed. We all know the single player is gonna be phenomenal for EC3, so I'm not worried about that. But I am, like many others have already made commentaries about it, I am kind of worried about the multiplayer, and I have good reason to, because the multiplayer of Revelations, in many people's opinion, maybe not in my opinion, but it really was kind of a step back from ACB. ACB had a lot of good things in it, and all it really needed was just like minor fixes, but people that made Revelation decided to just completely overhaul it and kind of change the way the game was played. But the one positive was Deathmatch, that I will agree with. Awesome mode that they made here in Revelations. But really the message that I'm trying to get across is Ubisoft really needs to do a better job of getting people to play the multiplayer, period. Like, I don't know how many people that are watching this video have ever gone on to like a Assassin's Creed multiplayer trailer or a video, or where someone or multiple people will always write a comment like, oh, multiplayer sucks, or the multiplayer of Assassin's Creed is stupid, it should just only be a single player game. Like, I don't want a multiplayer experience to ruin my overall experience of an Assassin's Creed game. Like, they should just get rid of it, and yada yada yada, all sorts of just negative and ignorant comments. Really, that's really what it is. It's just a bunch of ignorant people who don't understand that it's okay to have a multiplayer side of a game. You know, take for example Uncharted. Now, Uncharted is one of those games that I have talked about, and that game is also a phenomenal game, as is the Assassin's Creed franchise. Uncharted, when they decided to put multiplayer into their game in Uncharted 2, not very many people were complaining about it. They were like, oh man, this is awesome, because they were getting bored of constantly replaying the single player. So multiplayer was a new experience that they could have and add a lot of replayability to the game. But for some reason, when multiplayer was introduced in Brotherhood, a lot of people were negative about it. A lot of people are still negative about it. I just don't understand it. But I want to go over a few things here that were, in my opinion, things that Ubisoft needs to do in the, what do we have, about less than 6 weeks to go till AC3 comes out. What they need to do between now and then to really get more people involved in the multiplayer, because it'll help out the people who really do love this multiplayer and really play it on a consistent basis, such as myself and many others. So first off, give us a multiplayer trailer already. That's probably the most important thing. I have yet to see a trailer for the multiplayer of Assassin's Creed 3. All I've seen is just, long documentaries about how they're making the single player of Assassin's Creed 3, and that's all fine and dandy, but, to be honest with you, I'm kind of anticipating the multiplayer more than the single player, because I already know what the single player is going to be, And that just brings up another point, is what am I going to do when Assassin's Creed 3 comes out? I'm gonna take a different approach than what a lot of other commentators are gonna do. A lot of other commentators are gonna play excuse me. A lot of other commentators are going to play the single player, but I'm gonna take a different approach and play the multiplayer first, for a couple reasons. First being that I really want to see if Ubisoft has made the fixes that are needed, and if they really listen to the multiplayer community. And the second reason being that a lot of people who play the multiplayer in like the first couple weeks or so, they're very new to it, and that's kind of a selfish thing for me, because that's really the best time to get high scores and really get a really good experience on the different game modes and etc. etc. You know where I'm going with this. So the second thing that is needed for Assassin's Creed 3 multiplayer is that they need to do a better job of tracking and eliminating people who are boosting or teaming up in the multiplayer, because it really does ruin the experience for everyone else. Just today, I was playing some Assassinate on Xbox, and man, every lobby, I'm not kidding you, there was at least 2 people teaming. I'm not kidding. All these people do is just, they get into a lobby of good players. I'm pretty sure they don't do it against, people who are low level, because they're probably trying to go for their high scores and whatnot. They'll always find a lobby of good players, or just high prestige players in general, and they'll just team up by, shooting that player, or just, basically just trolling them and making it not fun to play. And they try to do it to a point where that player will leave the match. And it's been done to me, and yes, I've left the match, because I really don't want to put up with 10 minutes of people just trolling me. That's just, I'm not in the mood for that. So if Ubisoft is listening to this, or someone at Ubisoft is listening to this, please do a better job of tracking people like that. And it would be nice if maybe there was a possibility to just get them, these players to be like, well, I can't say banned, because that you can't ban it. That's up to Microsoft and Sony to do. But just, if there's a way to, or for people to actually vote out the players in the match, that's something that a few other multiplayer games have, where they are able to, kick people out of a lobby that are not wanted by the majority of players in the lobby. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in that front. And third thing, this is probably not as important as the first two, but it's worth mentioning that the first couple weeks or so that I will be putting up videos, I really don't want to teach people how to play certain modes. And this has been brought up by a few other commentators who actively make videos about Assassin's Creed multiplayer to educate or teach people tips and tricks for each mode. I'm not gonna do that. Probably for I'm not gonna do that for the first month or so, because I really don't want to give people an advantage on me. When the multiplayer is just coming out, that would be dumb for me to do that, because that's just not a smart thing for me to do. But after about a month or so, I'll give my impressions on the multiplayer in general and whatnot. So and one thing it's just worth mentioning now is this commentary that I'm giving right now is probably going to be the last commentary until AC3, because I'm going back to college next week, and the first couple weeks of college, going back, it really is kind of a busy time for me, because I need to adjust to my schedule of classes, and if I get homework and whatnot. So it's gonna actually be hard to put out videos, but rest assured that when AC3 comes out, I will have videos on this channel, don't worry, with commentary, because why not. And another thing is, I'm in the process of getting a new channel background made, so for the time being it'll just remain black, but that's just placeholder. It will improve. And yeah, this commentary really didn't end up going the way I expected, but that's the fun of it, right? So thanks again for watching, everyone. This is Psycho Cyclone X. This will be my last commentary till AC3, but you can expect a few more videos until then. So, thanks again for watching. And yeah, I didn't stay around in this lobby too long. In fact, I was actually invited to some competitive Assassin's matches right after this, which I did join. But overall, good match, 12.6k with Disguise Poison. And yeah, so have a nice day, everyone. Peace.